what's this day been like for you, and what was your reaction when you heard that was the Cubs?
Yeah, this day has been obviously amazing. To go right into my reaction, I think the Cubs were a team that I really, really wanted to go play for. So my reaction was like really just excited. I'm really glad that it worked out the way it did. I'm going through the different teams and I'm like, I think Chicago would be a great fit. So, it worked out great and I'm just really happy.
Hey, Matt, Jordan Baston with MLB.com. What was it about the Cubs that had them kind of on your radar in that way?
At the combine, we had a great interview. I remember talking to them and really liking what they were all about. I think for me, like my goal is to play in the major league. So I wanted to be in a team that I thought would move me up and give me the opportunity to kind of fail early and learn kind of to get my footing through playing against really good competition, moving up to AA, moving up to the majors. And for me, the Cubs, I think will do a good job of that. And that's really exciting to me because, I want to go play in the major leagues. Like that's my goal. So, I'm just really excited. I think that's going to work out really nicely and it's a good fit.
Hey, Matt, congratulations. Andy Martinez from Marquee. I know you have had the success this year and last year with the Cape Cod MVP League, but like when did you kind of start realizing that going in the first round is a possibility and going as high as you could become a reality?
Yeah, honestly, a long time ago. I always realized that I was going to do everything I could to be as good as I could. And, I'm not going to say that I knew I was going to be the 13th overall pick or I knew I was going to be this area of the first round. But what I did know is that I give myself the opportunity to kind of leave it all in the field and do everything I can do to have this opportunity. And, I don't think there was ever a doubt in my mind that it couldn't happen. So I don't necessarily think I knew it was going to happen, but I never thought it wouldn't.
Hey, Matt, you hit
And
throughout
Matt,
your.
when you see that the Cubs signed a shortstop for 7 years and they have Nico Horner at second, you're already thinking, do I have to switch positions? What goes through your mind with that?
Oh yeah. Honestly, I haven't thought about that at all. And that's something that really doesn't worry me whatsoever. Not that I'm going to say I'm going to go play shortstop right now with the Cubs, but to say, wherever I end up is wherever I end up. And my goal is to play in the big leagues and be really good there. So whatever happens for whatever my path is to get there, I'm going to do the best I can to make that the right path. And so I hope it works out that I'm playing there tomorrow and I get to go play left field, whatever it may be. But yeah, I'm just excited to have that opportunity no matter where it is that I'm playing.
Where else do you think you can play around the diamond?
Yeah, short, second, third, left, center, right, really. I could play first, but I think I'm a bit short for first, but we'll see.
Matt, Bruce Levine, congratulations. I'm wondering if you were going to comp yourself to any major leaguer or style that you kind of liked watching growing up, where would that be and who would that be?
Yeah, I'd say Dustin Pedroia is an easy one for me. Being a Red Sox fan, kind of just a great ball player, 5'8", winning an MVP. I mean, you don't see that very often. And to have the heart that he did, the grind, the work ethic, the winning mentality. I mean, all those things that everyone always talks about. But, when you look at it and see it in real life, well, it's a guy like Dustin Pedroia who can show you what it really looks like,
Hey, Matt, this is Patrick Mooney from The Athletic. I think I read something that said coming out of high school, like Maryland and Northeastern were the only schools that offered you. Is that accurate?
I vaguely remember a few other like UMass, Amherst might have been talking to me. They never officially offered me. But like the real offers that like I was really talking to these college coaches was really Northeastern and Maryland.
I was just curious, what did you do at Maryland to really put yourself on the map and get to this point in your career where you're going number 13 in the first round?
Yeah, just small steps, just small steps forward, always staying consistent. It's a long process. And, for me, just staying consistent every day from 6 years ago to now is the reason where I am today. There's no big jump. All of a sudden, it's like, whoa, I can play baseball now. It's like, okay, yeah, there's little things that I can get better at. And, here I am.
Here's
Matt,
go ahead.
I was gonna say along those lines, Matt, like you hit throughout your college career, but it looks like your plate discipline, strike zone control really took off this last year. what was the little thing that took you to that level this season compared to seasons past?
Yeah. So for me, like I sit pitches in my approach. So one of the big things for me was, I used to sit a lot of off speed pitches because I'd get a lot of off speed pitches. But the little thing that helped me was realizing that those off speed pitches I'm getting weren't necessarily the ones I wanted to do damage on. So I'd stay on the heater and I'd be able to take those off speed pitches early. And all of a sudden I'm in a 2-0 count instead of a 1-1, or I'm grounding out early. So, that discipline came from the approach side of things and being a little more patient, but also having that plan where just because they're going to throw a slider doesn't necessarily mean I need to sit on it and hit it.
With the Cape Cod League, I mean, a lot of great players have come out of there. What role did that play in your development?
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, I got the chance to play against great players, play with a wood bat. Jared Saltalamacchia used to play for the Red Sox, was a bench coach of ours. So, I got to talk to him, and that's kind of where I learned. We talked about the sitting pitches and what type of pitches to sit on and what counts. And he was the one who advised me, hey, you maybe should sit off speed a little bit less. So that was a big thing I learned, and just to have fun and enjoy it. The Cape's obviously somewhere where you can feel the pressure on the outside, but if you can just focus and enjoy and have fun and realize the moment's not too big, you can do well there.
What, Matt, what will it be like? You seem like a really centered, intelligent young man, but what will it be like to be an instant millionaire?
Honestly, that's something that I haven't put too much thought in. I've read a lot of finance books and stuff like that, so I understand money enough where I'm okay. But for me, that's not something that I think is going to change my personality one way or another. But it would be nice. Obviously, you want to go places, you want to travel, see the world, you want to be able to support your family, you want to do all those things. So I'm sure in time when those kind of opportunities are popping up, I'm going to be like, oh, this is really nice to have this money that I can spend on these things.
Can you get at least a new sports car out of it?
I don't think I'll be buying a sports car now.
Hey, Matt, do you know Ryan Bliss of the Diamondbacks? You ever run across him?
Ryan Bliss. No, I'm not sure.
That's okay. He's kind of undersized guy, and he was saying how when you're undersized, you get doubted a lot. I'm just curious, does that pop up as you advance? You get doubted because of that size?
Honestly, there's never really been a moment where being called undersized or anything like that really bothered me. Baseball is not a sport of size. I mean, there's Mookie Betts, there's Jose Altuve, Dustin Pedroia, all these guys that are studs. I mean, Hall of Famers, some of them. And, so there's no doubt that shorter guys can play ball. So for me, did it ever cross my mind or worry me? Honestly, no. There's plenty of players who are successful at that height, and I'm sure I'll have the opportunity to be the same.
Hey, Matt,
What was your, go ahead.
I was curious. I mean, I'm sure it's probably been a crazy few hour or so, but have you checked your phone? Has there been anyone cool that's reached out to you yet?
Yeah, really cool. Dansby Swanson reached out to me and said, congratulations, sent a nice long text. So that was really cool. Hopefully I get the opportunity to meet him, and hopefully he says, Matt, you got to go play second base. You're not going to play short. So
Your thoughts about Wrigley Field and having watched it and seen it, and now envisioning yourself playing at that venue.
Yeah, I've never been there in person. I've always wanted to. Fenway is historical. Wrigley is historical. So I know what it feels like to be at a historical park where the fans are there. They love it. They're fans that understand what it is to be a fan, And so playing at Wrigley, I'm sure, is the same exact vibe. And that's something that growing up being a Red Sox fan is unbeatable. You don't get it in any other parks. So I'm sure you guys feel the same way about Wrigley.
Hey, Matt, this is Ryan Herrera. Congrats, by the way. Being named the Brooks Wallace, award winner this year, whether shortstop is the path that you ultimately go on in your pro career, but getting that award, getting that recognition, just what did that mean for you?
Yeah, that was really probably the one award in my career that meant something to me, because I put more effort into defense than hitting and anything else combined. So that award had that kind of, that's a defensive and offensive award, so for me, that was really, really important. And I love that the defensive side got recognized. And that's something that I take a lot of pride in.
Matt, you would have been a kid when Saltalamacchia played for the Red Sox, but just what was it like, you know, being able to talk baseball with someone that you remembered being a Sox fan growing up watching him, and now he's kind of like has a data point in your own career?
Yeah, that was awesome. I feel like I love baseball. I love talking about it, and he's the same way. And obviously he's been in the big leagues. He's a veteran. I knew I could kind of give him crap, so I think we had a great time. I think we appreciated each other in a way. I know I obviously appreciated him, and I'm hoping he feels the same way about me. But it was a really cool relationship being able to get to know him.
Matt, could you sketch out like at the draft combine, like who you met with, what you talked about, and maybe what the Cubs presented about what they could do for your career?
Yeah, I met with 20 teams, so I won't go through the whole list with you here, but talked a lot about. They're obviously grilling me with questions. I'm talking about who I am as a person. I'm talking about my process, my routines. I'm talking about my swing, mechanics, baseball stuff, leadership, all that stuff, and I had like 6 meetings that I really enjoyed. It was an easy conversation. It wasn't necessarily that they presented, hey, this is our winning formula, but it was like, hey, this is a great conversation. I think we kind of are on the same wavelength with each other, and Chicago is one of those teams. So I think that's something that stood out to me.
I'm not sure if this is what you alluded to earlier, but the idea of the Cubs like pushing you and challenging you and maybe moving you quickly through the system, like, are you kind of aware of how the Cubs have treated like first round college hitters in recent years? Like, they usually do move pretty quick.
Well, I'm not. I vaguely am. I vaguely remember hearing something about that kind of in the back of my mind. It's good to hear you kind of make that a little more concrete, but yeah, that's something that I look forward to for sure. I want to move as fast as possible. I think someone who comes to mind is Zach Neto. Kind of made a really good jump, moving up quick and showing people that, hey, give them the opportunity. Young kids, college hitters, they've been through it. I think they can make their name, in the big leagues.